everything that was open, essential business, we really had no idea at the beginning what to do.
In the beginning, we didn't have any mask mandate, so there was that. And then we had no food on the shelves, which there was that.
Everyone came to stock up on food, and it was like a dystopian apocalyptic scene.
The store was at max capacity at all times, and people were in that kind of like hoarding phase where they were buying literally anything that they could buy. So the shelves were empty, like completely empty.
It was a free-for-all for a long time.
You know, the warehouses didn't have enough people to keep up with the orders that we were putting in. You know, obviously everyone everywhere was buying everything out, you know, toilet paper, canned goods, everything.
The line to the toilet paper aisle was out the door. I mean, people were freaking out, and that felt scary.
All of a sudden you'd like be stocking something and there would be a hand like reach over you or reach under you, like under my arm, and I'm like, what is going on here? Where are you coming from, and like, why are you in my space right now?
Everyone was concerned, everyone wanted to feed their kids, everyone wanted to like have what they wanted. And everyone was also equally as scared.
It was just a lot. It was like a pressure cooker. I felt it was toxic and abusive, that environment.
You could get into a serious shouting match just by asking someone to wait on the spot right there.
Why do I have to stand here? I don't understand why I can't help you beg. Like, I want it bagged specifically, or they just didn't like not being able to see like what we were bringing up. There have been so many customers at this point that I've grown so numb to like the crazy crap that goes on now.
You see a side of people that really shows their true colors and who they really are.
I felt like we weren't really being treated as humans. Like, the customers weren't really treating us like that.
I got catcalled while I was working, and a man tried to enter the building to talk to me, and when I told him, you know, no thank you, I'm working, he went on this homophobic tirade. This woman tried to go around the plastic to reach out and touch my hair, and I had just had enough.
No matter how many times you tell someone to stop doing that, they're not gonna stop.
Once I told my managers, they didn't do anything about it. So I didn't feel safe at all at work.
We were kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, because it's like you can quit, but you're not going to get unemployment because you don't qualify. So really the only option is you work or you don't get paid.
Towards the beginning, when everyone was like, we're all in this together, and we had customers saying that, other employees saying that to each other, you know, that faded really fast.
For the first time, I felt appreciated for about a month. And then after that, I felt abused. People did not care about my safety because it was more about them feeling like they could do what they wanted to do.
Where I work, you know, the neighborhood I'm in, it's surrounded by people who I feel like really get off having any form of control, if not like all the control in the world.
When they come into this grocery store and all of a sudden the employee is asking them to do something, it all changes.
The mask wearing became such a political issue that people took out not only their frustrations with not having a product out on us, but their frustrations with the previous administration out on us.
You see, like in the news, there's people being put in the hospital by customers when they're asked to wear a mask. The person goes back to their car, gets a gun, comes back.
Yeah, a lot of us were pretty anxious about just being there and not wanting to be there because we were scared.
You know, you'd see people breaking down and crying in the back room. This was every day, multiple people.
I would have panic attacks and anxiety attacks, and to the point where I had to sit in the back room and just kind of like wait them out before I could go back to the floor and do my job.
Just like high levels of anxiety, high levels of depression that I had not experienced at that level in my life before.
I would get stomach aches before I go to work. I didn't want to go to work. I would cry during work, after work.
I was in my car literally talking out loud saying, you're gonna go to work and you're gonna have a really great day, and if you don't have a great day, then you're at least gonna get through the shift. There were days that I didn't.
When I was off of work, I was actually helping people get food because their neighborhood store had burned down, or I was bringing, you know, supplies to people on the front line, or trying to clean up the communities that had been burned down. So for me to go from seeing the neighborhood I grew up in burned down to go to this store and we're supposed to act all happy, and there wasn't really a lot of emotional support. I don't want to throw around terms loosely, but I felt like I was suffering from some form of PTSD after everything that had happened.
You don't really realize how much it affects you until, a few weeks, months of it, and you're being isolated from your family and friends, and then it just hit me like a ton of bricks.
For me, it was really claustrophobic, and so being on the floor trying to do my job the best that I could do it wasn't really an option. I started shutting down.
I had a nervous breakdown basically, and so everything was a perfect storm, but I had to make a decision that I was more valuable than money.
Within the community, there was a lot of resentment.
Essential worker. I was like, okay, so that means, we're gonna get a lot more money, right, while we're doing this? And of course, that wasn't going to happen.
We didn't get to go home and work from home. We weren't even getting hazard pay for several months, so it was just like, you're going in and just trying to maintain your life, I think the motivation was just, to get through that moment.
We could not quit and receive unemployment benefits because quitting or even taking a leave of absence you did not qualify for unemployment.
Literally, if you have COVID, you will get paid, but otherwise you will not get paid.
I heard a lot of my friends being like, oh God, working from home is so hard. I'm like, well, it beats being on the front lines and having to worry about not only yourself, but your loved ones who you may have to go home to every day.
I felt like I was sacrificing so much because I was giving up seeing my own family. I was giving up seeing my mother.
Where I work, we've all kind of trauma bonded over the same thing, and we understand each other in a way that, other friends and I really can't describe.
Where I work, we are such a tight-knit group of folks that going to work felt like family, and that really was a saving grace.
January 4th was the 6th-year anniversary of the death of my father. My dad was my very best friend. He was a wonderful man who was wise and kind and funny and everything that you could imagine in a good person. I think that my father would be very proud of me right now. And I'm happy to say that because in a year ago, I can't say I don't think he would have been judgmental of my situation, but I think he would be proud that I got through that.